replace Killian or run with him in the second unit?
So I saw this question when we drafted him. A lot of Pistons fans, we got Killian Hayes' replacement. So I'll be fully transparent with you guys. I did not watch a whole lot of tape on Sasser at all. First game I put on, I was like, man, he looks like Alec Burks out there. He looks like freaking Alec Burks. I don't think he was drafted to replace Killian Hayes. I think he was drafted to replace Alec Burks.
Interesting.
I think this is a guy that if maybe you're going into free agency and you're saying, hey, we got a team option on Alec Burks. Maybe we don't pick it up, but I think they will. Maybe they trade Alec Burks because they know they have Sasser on their bench. Maybe they want a good 30 games with Alec Burks to see what he can teach Marcus Sasser. And we saw what Jaden Ivey picked up this past year. Like, he picked up the foul baiting. I think when I look at Sasser, I see a guy that is more comfortable in a catch and shoot and kind of playing off ball than a point guard. Not to say that he can't play point guard, because he can. But I think if you're looking for a player that could replace, that Sasser could replace, it's probably Alec Burks in the long term.
Is it weird when I watch him, I get like Reggie Jackson vibes? Like, I feel like Oklahoma City, when they drafted Reggie Jackson to be the backup, this is kind of, he has a huge wingspan though too. He's 6'1", maybe 6'2" with the shoes on, but he has like a 6'7", 6'8" wingspan. Like, it just screams Reggie Jackson. You know, I mean, I love Reggie Jackson, so
yeah, I see Tyrese Maxey a lot. Just the way he plays, like Tyrese Maxey, a little bit of Terry Rozier, but like just his defense, I think, is what kind of separates from those two. Not to say they're poor defenders, but I think Sasser just brings it defensively, and his offensive game is something that I think why the Pistons traded up to get him and sent some future seconds to Boston. And for some reason, fans hated that, by the way. I don't understand that.
Yeah, I didn't get the, I mean, I saw someone tweet out about like asset management. We could talk about that some other time, but I think that's what most people were confused about. But you can get second round picks any year you want, really. Like, I'm not too pressed on that. I love that Troy Weaver just goes out and gets his guy when he feels like he needs to. You know, if Marcus Sasser wasn't going to be there at 31, trade up and get him. You know, I have no problem with that. After watching more of his game, he is more of a combo guard. I think he played shooting guard in college too. He did play on the ball, but he was not the point guard for the Houston Cougars. Like, he played off the ball for them. Catch and shoot numbers are good. He's a guy that can create his own shot. That's the difference between him and Killian. Like, they both can handle the ball, but Marcus Sasser, there's a purpose with what he's doing with the ball. Like, he doesn't over dribble. Like, he makes good, smart decisions with it. That step back is vicious. He can step back from three, step back with the mid range. He has a complete offensive game, in my opinion, in terms of shooting the ball. Like, he's a little undersized, so there's going to be some issues there, but I think he's going to be a very good combo guard. I think defense is going to be his calling card though in the NBA. So that's what I'm excited about. But I see Killian and Marcus Sasser running the second unit, at least for this next season, you know, playing off each other. But I really think when I was talking about last week that you might see like Killian, Cade, and Jaden Ivey play together, I think Marcus Sasser could replace Killian in a lineup like that just because he's the catch and shoot player. Yeah. And not going to take the ball out of anybody's hands. Like, I could see a small ball lineup with Cade at the 3 and then Jaden Ivey and Marcus Sasser in the backcourt. Like, that just, and I think that's where he'll replace Killian Hayes. When they try to go with like more defense in the backcourt, I could see Marcus Sasser replacing him in that regard.
I 100% agree with you. I think if you want to do a 3-guard lineup, it makes sense. I did ask people that are watching live on YouTube, you know, what's his comp? And I saw a lot of Drew Holiday, which I absolutely love. I could see that. Some Emmanuel Quickly from Bravo. Love that. Terry Rozier. Lindsey Hunter. That's interesting. Okay. Mike James. All right. I love these comps. If you guys are watching live on YouTube, we do appreciate you. Almost got 200 people watching us right now. So shout out to you guys.
Hi, Mom. I don't think she's watching. Maybe my dad. Who knows? But yeah, Marcus Sasser. What do the people think though? Do they think he's going to replace Killian Hayes, or is anybody saying anything about that in the comment section? Because I would love to hear people's thoughts on that as well. Again, I still think Killian Hayes. I don't know. I don't think Killian Hayes is going to be traded this offseason. I don't think he's going to be waived. I do think this is the put up or shut up year for him with the Detroit Pistons, and I think this is a move by Troy Weaver to kind of light a fire under his ass just a little bit. You know, look, we are looking for other backup point guards because we need someone to come and produce. You know, this guy, he can play defense like you. He can run the show, but he can also play off the ball. This is what we're looking for. And he's a quick decision maker, something that Killian Hayes has not really shown in the NBA yet. He makes good decisions. It's just that he takes too much time to make those decisions. But
yeah, we're not getting too much on the Killian discourse, and I don't really like to have debates with Killian because it usually ends in a very hostile way. He's still a young player. To your point, I do think this is kind of like a make or break season. He did make strides this year in development. I think this past season was probably the most he's developed throughout his career. We started seeing the shot fall. He was starting to hit his 3-point shots, and he kind of took a backup point guard role. I'm fine with a Killian and a Marcus Sasser bench unit. I think defensively, it gets me excited to have those two as your guards. And then you could throw Stewart out there. Like, I think it's just going to be a really fun bench unit for me personally to watch.
Yeah, I'm excited because we're starting to get more players on the bench. You know, like we're slowly moving past for rooting for two-way and G League players off the bench, hoping that they have permanent roles on this team. We were there for a number of years, but we're finally moving out of that. You know, we're finally getting some dogs on the bench.